Those preparing for retirement will be facing a significant threat to their retirement income, and that threat is inflation. Here to discuss the danger inflation poses to retirees, especially those on a fixed income, is Denver Noes of Wealth for Life in Scottsdale, Arizona. Denver, welcome back.
Thanks, Scott. It's great to be here.
So why do you think inflation is more of a threat today than it was 10 years ago?
Well, I think there's a number of factors. I would say it might not necessarily be more of a threat because I think inflation has always been a very steady and constant threat to people. But what is compounding it now is the low rates that people are faced with where they can grow their money, such as, of course, the CDs and the money markets. A lot of those fixed instruments aren't paying anything. And so retirees are facing a difficult scenario of that compounded, the low interest rate environment, the market volatility that has allowed people to not achieve much growth due to traditional market strategies. So when you look at that, now we look at the issue of rates starting to rise, the Federal Reserve, of course, inflating the money supply, and we know rates are going to be going up for the next few years. It certainly puts savers in a big dilemma.
So Denver, the Fed has made 2% inflation part of its monetary policy. Do you think consumers really understand what that means?
No, I don't, Scott. I think one of the reasons is because when you look at that 2% number, it seems like a very small number. And what happens over time is that prices tend to creep up, a little bit over time, year after year, year after year. And before you know it, you're going to the grocery store and going, wow, that $50 in groceries I bought didn't give me a whole lot. It's kind of that idea of a death by 1,000 cuts. And so I think that inflation happens so slowly for a lot of people, they don't realize what a big chunk of their wealth is going away over time and how much of their buying power is lost over time due to inflation.
And let's talk about the basics. Why is inflation harmful to retirement income?
Well, when the basic place that people are saving today, as we talked about, there's no good CD rates, there's no good fixed instruments that are paying really good yields for those savers, and the markets haven't been providing the yields. People are worried about volatility, so they've been looking to things like annuities. And annuities, of course, do a good job in a lot of areas. They give them the downside protection from market volatility. They give them longevity protection for living a long period of time. So there's been a lot of savers flocking to those types of vehicles. But one of the problems is, and I would say the biggest problem with the annuities, is that most of them do not have inflation protection on the annuities. And that's really a critical component because what's happening is people are buying these annuities with what's called an income rider. These income riders give them some guaranteed growth when the markets are down or when they're stagnant. And then they take out a guaranteed lifetime income during retirement. So this lifetime income, while being good, provides for longevity. For most annuities, it's going to be a level payout, meaning there's no inflation protection whatsoever, and savers can find themselves with not earning any more interest, not having their income grow for the rest of their life during retirement, and that's a big problem.
So then how does someone protect themselves in retirement against inflation?
Well, a good thing to do, Scott, of course, is there are a few companies out there that do have increasing income options during retirement, meaning you can buy the annuity, you can get one of these income riders, but your payouts can continue to grow during retirement. And that's absolutely the most critical thing that people need to be looking at. And a good way to get more information is we have our website, Wealth for Life. We've created a video series, talks about income riders, talks about the pitfalls of not having inflation protection on those annuities, and you want to make sure that you're getting an annuity that has that inflation protection. So they can go to our website. That's a good place to get some education. That's wealthforlife.net, or they can call our office directly at 480-970-5663.
All right, Denver, thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. It was great to be here.
My guest has been Denver Noes with Wealth for Life in Scottsdale, Arizona. You're watching Retirement News Today.